It's finally here, chapter 100 of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest. And we start out with actually two color pages. The first one being Fairy Tail Team A and B, all at a fancy party drinking wine, except for Wendy, who is drinking juice, and Happy, who has a wine glass with a fish in it. The second color page is pretty much every important character from both Fairy Tail and the 100 Years Quest, both mangas, in chibi form. You got all the Fairy Tail crew in one corner, then on the other side, you have the members of Diablos and the Dragon Lords on another. Then you got the other guilds all spread about. Then you even got some dead people up in heaven. All the people Gray loved and all the people Natsu loved. The first page is also fully in color, which is really cool. You get to see all the matchup fights that are about to happen. Now, Zaku, it was already revealed that he had red hair, but it's just really weird to see it though. Like, it just doesn't feel like it fits him. But then again, he's also wearing a purple kimono, so I suppose it does match that way. But still, seeing him with red hair is just very weird to me. I'm just used to just being so jet black because it's a black and white manga, so the fact that his actual color is just a dark crimson red is actually just weird. So, I predicted last time that we would see the Lucy fight first, but actually, I was wrong, and this entire chapter is the Natsu and Suzaku fight, where they basically just run at each other at full speed and just trade blows. Suzaku first starts out with trying to slash Natsu down like he did last time, but Natsu figured it out this time and was able to block it. Suzaku mentions that he's still faster than Natsu, and so Natsu can't actually see what's happening, so he should be able to cut through him like it was nothing. But Natsu covers his entire body, with his dragon scales, and he's able to block it with his arms. Suzaku says that his blade can cut through even dragon scales. That shouldn't be possible, but Natsu says, "My scales are the scales of a fire dragon king. You cannot cut through them." Suzaku then keeps trying, and it just keeps getting blocked, and at a certain point he realizes, he can't cut through the scales of a Dragon King. So he decides he's going to try to surpass his limits. He's reckless at first, trying to surpass his limits, because he ends up catching his sword on the walls of the labyrinth, and this gives Natsu a free shot, and this pisses him off, and he decides he's just going to cut through the wall, and it does not work, because this wall is made from the body of a dragon god. So it makes sense why he can't cut through it. If he can't cut through a Dragon King scales, he can't cut through a Dragon God scales. Because Suzaku's all flustered, this gives Natsu another chance to get a free shot in, just punching him straight in the face. Suzaku then realized that Natsu's fighting style has changed, and Natsu reveals that, yes, it has. I am now mimicking your fighting style, so this way I can predict your moves, which makes sense because, like he said before, he's still faster than Natsu, so if Natsu just mimics his fighting style, he can basically predict before it happens when the strike is going to happen. This way he can block it, which is pretty clever. So Suzaku's like, I can't believe this guy's actually intelligent. There's no way that he was proven to be an idiot before. So Suzaku decides to test Natsu if he's an idiot or not by giving him a simple math problem, which is 12 minus 5, which is 7. But Natsu decides, well, Lucy has 12 keys, so if I remove 5 of those keys, that means there's 10 left. And then Suzaku thinks to himself, yeah, he is an idiot. He's a complete idiot. But his battle sense is utterly that of a genius. But since it's revealed that Natsu is in fact just copying his fighting style, all Suzaku has to do is just change up his timing, and so that's what he does. He changes up his timing, this catches Natsu off guard, and he's able to slice Natsu from basically gut to shoulder, and it does some damage, but it's not able to cut through him, because, once again, his dragon scales are just too strong. Natsu then decides to do his Fire Dragon King Demolition Fist, and it basically blows up the entire hallway with fire, and it basically has no effect on Suzaku. Well, I wouldn't say no effect. I mean, he is burned pretty badly, but for the most part, not too surprised that he was able to just tank the attack for the most part. He then does his Abyss attack, Suzaku does against Natsu, trying to cut him straight down, and Natsu blocks it again. Barely this time. You can basically see his entire arms just covering as much of his body as possible, as is the blade attack is just ripping through him. Yeah. The attack did do serious damage to Natsu, though. Like, it didn't cut him in half like Suzaku wanted, but his body is shredded, covered in cuts, because while for the most part his scales can block Suzaku's attacks, they can't permanently stop them, and so he's getting cut up all over. The same way Suzaku can, for the most part, stop Natsu's flames, but still be burned by them. So they're both basically wearing each other down. It then starts getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and Suzaku says, "I can't believe these are the flames of a Fire Dragon King." And then I said, "No, I'm not doing this. This is not me." And then the labyrinth walls start to boil and melt all around them. And then Natsu goes, "That's not possible. There's no way these walls can be destroyed." And then a voice says, "Not by a human." And then all of a sudden, Igna, which I think is a weird name, Igna just strolls on through and just and says, "Hello, Natsu." Like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm so glad we can see each other again." Clearly, there's a massive power gap between the two if he can just melt through fucking walls that Natsu can't do shit against. Suzaku is also freaking out about the fact that the Fire Dragon God just appeared out of nowhere. Everyone throughout the labyrinth can feel his power raging, and they're all now going, "What the hell is this magic power?" And of course, the Moon Dragon Goddess, of course, also is freaking out at the fact that there's now one of her rivals just appeared. When I say she's freaking out, I mean she has absolute terror in her face, and all of her word bubbles are all wiggly, showing that she's truly terrified of Igna. I don't know if Igna is stronger than her. Well, it's been claimed that they're all equal in strength, so she's probably equal with him, but I can imagine Igna is a battle nut while she really isn't, so I can definitely understand why she'd probably be scared of him. Plus, she's worried that he might know the truth of the labyrinth, in which case he's here to get the power to be able to become, well, the superior dragon god, which is basically her plan, because she wants to use the power to kill all the other dragon gods. But yeah, that's where the chapter ends. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. Like, I'm glad we get to see the fights finally in between all the Black Dragons and the Fairy Tail members. So, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, give a thumbs up, and so you can have more Fairy Tail and other anime things. Thank you, and have a great day.